the time has come for another update on the Makerspace. And this time, there's stuff to show. So let's take a wander. A wander through the wonderful, wonderful place that I have created for myself. This place is so cool. All right. Let's go over it all. All right, first of all, that hum is not actually from the mic. It is from those lights. And I wish they would stop it, but they won't. I will eventually upgrade the lights in this place, probably to LEDs, and that should get rid of the hum. But we have the workbenches have all now been built. These were the first ones I built. And they obviously will have pegboard wall for their tools. I then have 4 benches here in the middle that are all the exact same size as those and are the same size as my old benches. They will eventually have pegboard added here on the sides for their tools, as well as obviously the shelf underneath will have their tools, like their drill bits and Dremel sets and stuff like that. The power tools will probably come up from in the middle. The soldering iron and the Dremel and the glue gun and all that. The power will be down between them. I still need to run the power along that pillar and down and across. I then have 2 more smaller benches over here. They're not quite as deep. These are only 30 inches deep instead of 36 inches deep. They're also only 30 inches tall instead of 36 inches tall, so that they can be more easily used by somebody who's either sitting in a chair or in a wheelchair. The idea of making 2 benches handicap accessible was given to me by the law speaker. Snorri, the law speaker of the crew, mentioned that I should probably have some handicap accessible ones. So they're a little bit shorter so that you could then again reach tools that were on the pegboard that's right there. I have my miter saw that I acquired to be able to build all of this mess. There is a gap here where there's nothing built yet because that is where the saw table and router table will end up going. I'll get, train! I will get stands for them so that I can just put them there and then wheel them out into the open space when I actually need to use them, because you kind of need space if you're going to be routing like trim for your house, which is probably something I'll end up doing, or cutting long sheets of whatever with your table saw. Power tools, those ones are currently covered because there's a leak. There are leaks in my roof that I have discovered once the rainy season hit and need to get up there and deal with because I don't want rain dripping on my power tools and causing rust. Rude. Rude. So rude. I also need to get a bunch of tarps just to cover them for now. I've decided to put the flags. I was going to hang the flags from the ceiling, but since I plan to redo the lighting, I figured they might actually interfere. So I decided to hang the flags on the door, on that wall area, because I didn't want to paint that wall section because that would be difficult since it's corrugated, and covering it with like plywood would be expensive for very little value, and covering it in pegboard would do no good at all. So I'm going to hang all the flags that I get right on those doors. So stabling them on the underside so that they hypothetically won't get damaged by the door opening or closing. And yeah, we'll slowly but surely fill that with flags from all of the various places that I go. There's obviously a whole bunch I already need. North Carolina, Georgia. I've got Texas and California. I need Utah, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Maryland, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, for places that I have nerfed that don't have flags yet. So I may just go ahead and acquire those myself. There is still some painting that needs to be done up there. Wasn't able to before because there was stuff piled there that's now been gotten rid of. Let's take a look at the state of the collection. We'll start at the beginning. What am I doing? That makes much more sense. So on the far end, at the very beginning, we have the 1970 ball, most usually referred to as the 1969 ball. I think it was patented in 1969, but was released in 1970. There was also apparently a Super Ball and a flying foam disc. I'd love to get either of those someday, but I kind of doubt I'll ever find them. We then have the Blast-A-Ball and the Blast-A-Matic from 1989 and 1990. I then don't yet have the original bow from 1991. There was one at Ragnarok Oktoberfest, but it was missing one of the bow arms, so I passed on it. And I know I had one when I lived in my old shop, but I must have gotten rid of it because I didn't find it when I searched all my bins. It may still be in the bottom of one, but I think I gave it to, I want to say I gave it to Walcom, who apparently then gave it to Luchathor. 1992, I think I have everything, but one of the bows is actually still in the box over in the in-box collection over there. And I didn't want to take it out, and hanging it on the wall in the box doesn't look good. I was actually incorrect in my Ragnar Oktoberfest loot video. I credited Kraken Wise for giving me that, but it was in fact given to me by the Nerf Trading Post. So that there was a correction for that. I did get a whole bunch of blasters from Kraken Wise, but that wasn't one of them. So that year is mostly complete. 93 was the one I had, was very, very sparse. For a while I only had that one, the top one. But then I picked up that thing that's right below it at Ragnar Oktoberfest, and then I was able to order that one there on the bottom, which I think is called the Hammer Blast or something like that. There are 2 more Nerf blasters from that year that were also about that size, very small. So that's a sparse year, and I'm tempted to move this barrier over to give more room for these other 2 years because they were very full. 94 and 95 were very busy years. They're already pretty much full, and I know there's stuff that I'm missing from both years. I know I'm missing the Maximizer, which was the pistol version of the Ultimator. Definitely missing that, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least 1 Supermax from this year. And then I don't think I had any of the Supermax from 95, and that one's already full, so that's fun. Not sure how I would ever fit any of them in there if I got them. I'm missing 1 of the Max Force, I'm missing the Gator, and I'm missing the Perceptor from the Cyberstrike line from 96. This one is also almost full. I don't know if there's anything I'm missing. I might actually have all of this year now. I'd have to recheck. There might be more Supermax again. 98. I know I don't have all of 98, but I've got some of the really cool ones. I've got most of them, though, I think. Same with 99. I'm pretty sure I've got most of 99. There's like 1 or 2 obscure ones that I don't have. There might be some of the Switch. I think there was a Switch Strike or Switch Shot. That one up here, that red one. That one that I just got. I know there's more of that line that I didn't know existed. There's definitely a few more from this year. As you can see, there's only the 4. Definitely missing some from 2001. I only have the 2 up there, and there were at least a couple more. I think there was another proto version of the Mag Strike from that year. It might have been earlier, but I thought it might have been 2001. 2002, I think I'm just missing 1 of those ones. I can't remember the name of them now. AirTech. Yeah, I'm missing the AirTech 4000? 2000? The one that goes in there in the small one. I'm missing that one, the 4-barreled one. I have all of this year. I had all of this year when I started. I was baffled that I had like the slingshot and that version of the reactor. That surprised me. This one I'm missing 2004. I'm missing a couple from here. There wasn't a whole lot. I know there were more of the Dart Tag Hyperfires, and there was the Blue Titan came out this year, as well as the Blue Hornet. And one of the auxiliary corporals is sending me the Blue Titan, and I saw a Blue Hornet at Goodwill, and I didn't get it because it was a few months before I started this whole collection, and I'm kicking myself because, yeah. There's a few more from here. There's some more Dart Tag stuff. I'm also missing the original Blue N-Strike Nightfinder. I have the pre-N-Strike Nightfinder, the blue one, but there was one that matched this color scheme in blue that I don't have. And I don't know which year. I think it might have actually come out in 94 rather than coming out with these 2, but I could be wrong. There's 1 or 2 from this year that I'm missing. I don't remember what. And then I do have all of this year, 2007, other than there was a yellow Mag Strike that I would kind of like to get just to have both colors, though I don't know if I'd be able to fit them both on there. So I might just replace the Dart Tag one with the yellow one just so they all match, just because it would look cool. I have not yet decided if I want to try to extend it. If I were to add beams across the doorway, I could add another 3 years, so I could have 2008, 9, and 10, and get all of the early end strikes, so the Vulcan, the Stampede, the Deploy, the Long Strike, the Barricade, the Yellow Maverick. I could get all of them in there if I added that, but not sure if I want to. I think the end strike was kind of really, truly the end of vintage, so adding them would be the end of that. I then have a whole bunch of my X-Strike stuff up here, the good-looking ones. The ones that I thought looked really good on the wall, including, these aren't all X-Strike. I've got the two, the Mega Burn and the Rival Burn on there, and some gear-up stuff on there, and a bunch of my favorite pistols, just cause. And then, of course, my 2 shotguns there, and then my Maverick collection, some of which aren't real. Obviously, there was never actually a Crimson Maverick, but that one was sent to me, and there was never a translucent orange Maverick. That one was given to me by For the Love of Nerf, and then that Captain American one isn't exactly a Maverick, but it was close enough. Everything under here is pretty much the same from last time I showed it off. My dart catcher, I haven't built the computer yet, but that is where it will go. 3D printers. I did add a shower curtain. This is my old shower curtain from my old place. On the back side to protect the printers from all the dust and stuff that's going to happen in here, but I can get to the filament, change out the filament easily. Blaster wall. I do now have a Velcro pillar. This pillar is all Velcro, like 5 feet of Velcro, so I can put all the patches that I get on there, because I've been sent some really cool ones, and I acquired some really cool ones, and all of my bandanas from all the various HVZs that I go to will end up there. Still have tools I need to get out of storage and put on the upstairs. The attic is an absolute disaster. I'm not going up there. You can't see that. I still need to build more shelves and organize all of that, but this is the state of the makerspace. We're going to take a look from upstairs, because you can actually, right above the skull there, you can stand up there and look down. So here's what it looks like from up there. Here's the view from the loft. You can see how much space there is, distance between the workbenches, size of the workbenches. There is a large empty space in the middle. I have the black folding tables that I had at my old place that I can bring out and set up if I need a lot more space. I will need to get more chairs. Obviously, I need more stools for all of the workbenches as well as all of the tools. But YouTube ad revenue drops tomorrow, so I will be ordering tools and buying stools and stuff like that to make this place actually functional. I've got some of the tools. I've got 3 of the soldering irons that I will need. I've got all 8 of the glue guns. And I've got a number of people who have offered to sponsor tables. I need to actually source the parts, decide what exactly I want to get, which Dremels I want to get, what electric screwdrivers, what screwdriver sets, file sets, pliers, hand saws, stuff like that. And I'll slowly add tools as I realize, oh yeah, that'd be a good tool to have. And get all of that added. But I do believe I will be operational enough to have people start coming and using the space by the end of October, which was always my goal. And yeah, there will be a Halloween party here for the local kids. There'll be candy and blasters to win, and there'll be competitions, and they'll be shooting at the target of me over there to win extra prizes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. November, I think we're having, already have stuff planned, but December I may end up doing the first big mod party here for all the local nerfers. Definitely need to get the stove operational by then, because it's going to be cold here by then. All right, let's go back down. So, yeah. That is the current state of the makerspace. The space itself is now mostly built. Now it's pretty much a matter of getting the tools. And a lot of the business stuff I still need to set up. So I need to figure out whether I want to set it up as an LLC. I would rather do a 501c3 if I can manage it. I know people who know all that stuff and are going to help me with it. That way I can do insurance and host events with the kind of organizations that require you to have insurance. It'll also allow me to hopefully host events in other places, like the big forts or something like that, be able to host an event like West versus Zombies or something like that through a 501c3 would probably have a little bit more avenues open, things that they'd be able to go to, and events, places that would then might actually allow them if you're, a credible nonprofit organization, which the Makerspace, I never wanted it to be a business. It never will be a business. I will never charge anyone to use it. Tools and space and time will always be free. Materials, you may have to cover some material costs depending on some things, but as much as I want to have as many materials as I can covered using my Patreon. So all Patreon funds will be used to buy tools originally, and then we'll go towards buying materials, filament for the printers, solder, glue for the glue guns, screws, and even things like motors and flywheels and stuff like that, so that people's first build when they come to the Makerspace, when they first get into modding Nerf, their full first build will hopefully, other than the blaster itself, will be free of charge, because it's that first blaster getting into it, and only the first one's free. That's how we're going to get people hooked. We'll help them build their first blaster and then just cut them loose. It'll be fun. But yeah, definitely could not have gotten to here without all of your help. The support that you guys gave me, both financially to help get into the place and to buy all the materials that built all of this through Patreon and the GoFundMe, and just continuing to encourage me to do this. The fact that I managed to get to this point in a year after I decided I was going to do this is absolutely mind-bending. And this place is far, far cooler than anything I thought it was going to be. I never pictured it to have all of this. I was going to have a couple of vintage blasters in the lounge area that I was going to have set up, and then I realized I've got a lot of wall space in here. I could take it a step further. And so I've gotten to here, and I'm having a lot of fun doing those videos with the curator. We've done a dozen of them, and then we're going to have to take these blasters off the wall one at a time when we go to do more videos, because we're going to go through the entire collection on his channel on Forgotten Nerf, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Next, I still have a lot of wiring that I need to do. I haven't got the wiring on this side done yet, or the lighting up there done yet, or the rewiring down here done yet. I've gotten some of the materials to upgrade my range. There's a few more things I need to buy. I want to get range markers, so every 5 feet have a marker, so rather than dragging my measuring tape out every time I want to do the long range stuff, it'll just be set, and then have at exact intervals cinder slabs that have the targets on them, so that they're easy to tell exactly which range is which and all of that. It'll be really nice. I'll have a table built that's the treated wood, so it'll weather nicely, and yeah. Hopefully next summer I will have this place set up well enough to be able to host events. Worst case scenario, I rent a couple of porta potties so that we can have the wars here instead of at Fort Borst. But I'm hoping to actually have the bathrooms in the bunkhouse built by then, so that people can just use that, because I don't want people trucking through my house with their muddy shoes and all of that. And we need bathrooms if we're going to have 60 people nerfing here. So yeah, that's kind of the state of it. Someday I hope to have good enough internet to be able to stream. I do have a camera mounted already, so we'll probably video the Nerf events that I have here, mod parties and stuff like that. But I won't be able to stream it until I get better internet, because right now it would the quality would be horrific and it would be bad. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I've blathered enough. This is amazing. Thank you all so much. I'm hoping lots of people will be able to come out here, and I'm definitely hoping that this place will inspire other people to build similar ones around the country and around the world, so that more people will have the opportunity to come to a place like this. And yeah, I gotta see if I can get some fancy YouTubers to come to my Nerf Haven and hang out. It'll be cool. Tell them, invite them, tell them they should. It'll be great. All right, I think that's enough. This place is so cool. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the thing I've created. Thank you for watching.